Okay, so probably started filming this a bit late during the project, really, to be honest, but better late than never, hey. So yeah, this is just going to be a short, I don't know, I might do time lapse sort of thing, little video of our T4 that we picked up, nice and cheap, like really cheap. All in all, I think paid about £900 for it. 7 months MOT. I think it might have been a bit of a hooky MOT that was done on it because there's a couple of rust holes I found along the way, but all in all, to get a T4 that's on the road for less than £1,000 with less than 200,000 miles on the clock, it had 198,000 on the clock when I bought it, ain't bad. So that's the old girl, 1995. She's a 1.9 non-turbo diesel, so pretty damn slow. Pretty damn good on fuel though. Got me from, where did I get it from? Worcester back to Swansea in South Wales on a quarter of a tank. So not bad, not bad. And that wasn't exactly taking it easy because I wanted to see what it could do. Turns out not a lot, but there we go. So what we've done in here, and I know some of you are going to sort of go, oh, you're using the wrong type of insulation on this. You should be using that like recycled bottle insulation that's specifically for camper vans, etc. But we're doing this on a really tight budget. You know, I might in the future take it back out and redo a proper job, but it's all like moisture barriered on both sides of the insulation, so as far as like moisture get into the insulation and rotting the van out, like a lot of people have said, there's very little chance of that happening because it's not going to get moisture from the like condensation forming on the panels of the van coming down, because there's a moisture barrier there. It's not going to get moisture from from condensation inside the van because there's a moisture barrier on the other side as well. It's all taped, plus as I say, it's on a budget, so like we're reusing the original headlining, which was a bit knackered in places, but we're going to put like cork tiles or something over the top of that, so that's not going to get seen. But that's all going to be siliconed, so that's going to be sealed, so it's going to be very like over the top, sealed off. So yeah, like people are going to go, oh, you're using the wrong insulation, and like, you know, it is loft insulation that we're using, purely because B&Q, we're doing an offer. You buy 3 and you get you buy 2 and you get the third one for free, so it just worked out a lot cheaper doing it that way. Plus, when I bought the van, there was already a big roll of the moisture barrier, the vapor barrier, already in place. I don't know if you can see it through there. It's all moisture barriered. Yeah, so like, you know, it's probably not going to be the best job in the world as far as like the insulation is concerned, but it'll do the job nicely. And potentially in the future at some point, because it's all going to be done on the budget, we're making all the furniture out of pallet wood, all that sort of stuff, so at some point in the future we may choose to take it all out and redo it, in which case it's probably, all the boards are probably going to come out again, and I may end up re-insulating it with the proper stuff at some point in the future. So what's happened here isn't necessarily like the end result, should we say. So yeah, this isn't like a how to insulate your van. There's plenty of those videos out there. If you want to go find one of them, there's plenty of them. This is like, we're doing it on a budget and we're using what we can get our hands on cheaply, basically. And we're trying to get it done through the winter so that it's ready for the summer, so that we can go on some little camping expeditions, some exploring, and get away from this lovely weather in South Wales. Oh, it's hailstoning. Lovely. So yeah, like I say, this is just a short little video of what's been done so far, what's yet to come. I think I'll show you now. What I'm planning on doing is where the bulkhead used to be, we're going to have a bench that goes along here, and then some form of cabinet here, with like our cooker and sink, and then some storage just above it up here. And then at the back of the van, we're going to have a fixed bench just over the wheel arch here, same on the other side as well, with a table. Sorry, my camera skills are shocking, especially when it's on front facing. Yeah, we're going to have a bench this side, a bench this side, with a table in the middle that will drop down and make a bed for myself and my wife and our youngest daughter. Then over here where the bench is, here, there'll be a backboard, which will pull out from behind, and that will lie from the bench that's here across to the benches that are here, and that will make our eldest daughter's bed. Or if I can fit a big enough board behind the bench, between the bench here and these seats, if I can fit a big enough board behind there, we can make the whole of the back end of the van into one big bed effectively, apart from obviously here where we've got the kitchen and shelving and whatever. At the back, above the doors, I'm going to make, or possibly buy if I can get my hands on one of those overhead locker storage things that sort of like fixes to the roof around that sort of line. Comes down to about here, sort of just to the top of the window, maybe a little bit lower, just for extra storage. I'm toying with the idea, I don't know whether we will or not, but I'm toying with the idea of having like a U-shaped seating area, so like, if I can figure out how to point, seating that runs along this back edge here, and along the back of the doors, and then along, everything's in reverse, and along here. So it's like a horseshoe shape with a table that drops down to make the bed. So we'll have plenty of seating, plus the base of all the seats can lift up, and we'll have storage under there for all our bits and bobs. Yeah, and having like maybe a little fold-out table or two, like one on each door, so that when you open the back doors you can fold a table out on each one. For on nice days you can have cook outside, or like prep food outside. Yeah, because it's only a small van, there's going to be 4 of us in it. It's all about storage and not giving up too much living space to create the storage. So it's all simple solutions. Like the bench that's going here, that's going to have a lid that lifts as well, so that's going to be more storage. We're going to have a cabinet, like I say, there with a little one above it as well. More storage again. Simple things like I'm thinking with the sink, having a small round sink, and then with the cutout that obviously I'm going to cut a circle out to sink the sink into. The bit of wood that comes out of that, and I'm thinking of keeping that as like for when the sink isn't in use, to sort of cover the top of the sink off, so you've got more workspace then. Also it doubles as a chopping board, I suppose. What we're going to have in the cab is I'm going to make a curtain rail that goes all the way around, with curtains that sort of tuck back here by the seat belts, and then the curtain will go all the way around, maybe to sort of this A pillar, and then have a separate curtain from here over to there, or the other way around, like one big curtain here that goes all the way around to that A pillar and a little one that meets it. Some Velcro or some magnets to hold it all together, something like that. And yeah, and that's that. There is a thought possibly for if ever we have any of my daughter's friends come with us camping or something like that, of getting I don't know if you've seen them on eBay and places, but you can get a little like hammock bed that goes from one door card over to the other. So it effectively turns the cab into a separate sleeping area, which is quite cool. What it does mean then is I'd have to buy a snap-off steering wheel boss, so that when whoever's sleeping in that area is in there, I can take the steering wheel off, store it down in the footwell down there, so they've got a little bit of extra room, which is quite cool. It stopped raining, and I'm going to get a roof rack, because currently there's no roof rack on there. The van is getting a repaint, because it's been done in this like olive green colour, which I kind of like, as you can probably tell, but it's been done really, really badly. Like, there's just paint flaking everywhere. I think this door's been every colour under the sun, judging by some of the places where the paint's flaking off. I think it's been white, blue, red, and now green. As far as the electronics are concerned in the van, it's going to be very, very, very simple. We're going to have a leisure battery, going to have some wall sockets, some USB sockets, and instead of having like a proper, well, I say proper, instead of having like all your trip switches and your RCDs, all that sort of stuff, excuse me, rigged up to it, you can buy ready-made ones on eBay that it's like an extension lead effectively, and it's got fuses and trip switch and everything built into it, and you've got 3 or 4 sockets on there, I think. So I'm just going to have that in the back of the van for when we're at campsites and stuff. We can use mains electricity effectively, and just have the hookup running out of this back lens here, such as what most VW T4 owners do, from what I've seen online. So yeah, that's that. Also has a tow bar, which is handy. If needs be, we can buy a little trailer for extra storage again, so we don't have to carry as much stuff in the cab or when I eventually get a roof rack with the roof box on. Yeah, so at the minute we're focusing, myself and my wife are focusing on actually building the thing so that we can use it in the summer. Eventually what I'd like to do is to paint the outside. My eldest daughter really wanted a blue van. She was a bit gutted when I came in with a green one, but I said to her, you know, we could have waited another year or so for a blue one. So we're just going to paint this one blue and change the horrible steel wheels for either a set of banded steels eventually, if I can afford them, or some cheap alloys, probably more than likely. Yeah, so that is our van. And yeah, if any of you have any helpful tips, because it's the first time we've done anything like this, we're quite handy with with power tools and that sort of stuff. We're quite good with DIY, but it's the first time we've done anything like this, and we're kind of novices when it comes to the van life. So if there's any sort of helpful tips any of you guys can give us along the way, that would be most helpful. Yeah, stay tuned, because there's probably going to be a lot more content to come. As I say, we're trying to do this through the winter, so we're going to be dodging showers. We've got a 5-month-old baby as well, so it's like between showers and her nap time we're going to be building stuff, so it may not necessarily be like a walk, like a walkthrough of stuff as it's happening. It may be a case of like filming stuff after it's been done, but there's plenty of videos out there of like how-tos. I don't think this is going to be one of them. I think this is mainly going to be like a look what we've done, here's an update, as opposed to like this is how to do what we've done, if that makes sense. So yeah, van life, baby. Yeah, like and subscribe, and wait for more content, because there will be more to come. Cheers, bye bye.